Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and today I'm really excited to give you a preview of tomorrow's private stock drop. Everything that we're going to look at today is made in a really special leather. This is Cigar Shell Cordovan, and we recently got in a fresh batch of some incredible Cigar Shell. And with this very nice Cigar Shell Cordovan leather, we decided to make a small batch of our most requested styles and our most requested shell color. Let's take a look at each and every one of them, starting with this Johnny the Fox first. This is Cigar Shell Cordovan with some brown stitching on it. And on the inside, this is the difficult part for us. We have Cigar Shell Cordovan for all of the interior. And for this wallet design, the Johnny the Fox, we have to pick specifically thin pieces of shell cordovan. And we'd like to pick naturally thin pieces of shell because if you thin down the leather, it really reduces the strength. It takes quite a bit of patience and time for us to accumulate the appropriately thin pieces of leather for the inside of this wallet. And also this Johnny the Fox with the brown stitching on the outside. I mentioned that because we have another stitching color coming up. All these have hand-stained cigar edges. So I mentioned those cigar edges. We actually have the same finish and stains that Horween uses, so we get a perfect match of color on all of the edges. Let's look at some Bugs Moran. The first one here is a vertical card slot interior, and this is an alignment that a lot of people request from us. It has hidden card slots underneath each with 2 on each side, and the Bugs Moran design is perfectly handheld. I like to suggest this to a lot of people that wear their wallet in their front pocket. Let me give you a look at the hand-stained edges on this one also. Here's another Bugs Moran to look at. This one has our traditional card slot layout on the inside. I actually find this to be a little bit easier to access the cards and to put them inside. Also, these larger 2 card slots underneath, this will fit US dollars folded in half. So I put my most used cards up on top and maybe some lesser used cards and some cash underneath. Just look at the exterior. No bill slot on the Bugs Moran. We actually shrunk this a little bit smaller than our Tony the Ant design because there is no bill slot. So it fits a little bit better into your front pocket. And here's a look at those really nice hand-stained edges. One more Bugs Moran to look at. Here's another variant with a reverse interior. So we have Cigar Shell Cordovan on the outside, that dark neutral brown color. It's very different than the color number 8 Shell Cordovan, which has more of that sort of burgundy, kind of reddish purpley eggplant tones to it. The Cigar Shell is more of a straightforward brown. And here's a look at the inside. The reverse side of the Cigar Shell Cordovan has these really interesting dye marks, and they're all a little bit different. So you can see another Fat Herbie on the table here. So you can see the range of color on the reverse side of the Shell Cordovan does range pretty dramatically. So the one on my right hand here, the Bugs Moran, a little bit more red, where the reverse side on this Fat Herbie is a little bit lighter. So let's take a look at the Fat Herbies next. We have 2 different options. Cigar Shell Cordovan on the exterior, and the Fat Herbie is a really great option if you want to see a large pattern piece of leather. This is our largest pattern that we do on the wallets, and it's really exceptional to see this very large context of such a beautiful color. On the inside, again, we have that reverse shell Cordovan. And let me pull out one more Fat Herbie with the reverse shell so you can see the range. This one has that sort of swoopy dye mark on the left, a little bit darker on the top, a little bit more red and brown on the left. And just like the other wallets we looked at, these all have hand-stained cigar edges. Here's the other Fat Herbie that will be available tomorrow. I should mention all these items will be available at noon tomorrow on a private stock page of our website, ashlandleather.com. Check out this remarkable piece of shell. Very bright and shiny, very much a mirror-like sheen to it. And this is exactly what you would like to see from Shell Cordovan. Very much a mirror-like finish. Check that out. It's incredible. On the inside of this one, we have more Cigar Shell Cordovan, so a little bit of a cleaner look without the reverse interior. And this one also has those hand-stained cigar edges. So here's the baby brother to the Fat Herbie. This is our Tony the Ant design, again, in that incredible Cigar Shell Cordovan. Really beautiful color range on this particular piece. Check that out. It's a little bit more like caramely red at that angle, a little bit darker at this angle. Very beautiful pieces of shell. Some of the nicest Cordovan that we've seen. On the inside of this one, we also have the Cigar Shell Cordovan. A lot of people back in the day were requesting the same aesthetic wallet as the Fat Herbie with this exterior bill slot and the thumb notch on the outside of the wallet, but they wanted it a little bit smaller, so that's how we came up with the Tony the Ant. And just to give you a size reference here, the Tony the Ant is slightly larger than the Bugs Moran, so you can see the difference in size here. We actually extended the length on the Tony the Ant to more easily accommodate bills in the outside here. Let's keep it moving. Check this out. Cigar Shell Cordovan on this Capone money clip. Again, Really nice pieces of leather on all of these pieces. This one has those hand-stained cigar edges, which turned out very well. On the inside, we also have cigar shell Cordovan card holders with a reverse cigar in the center. And then you can see we've got a brass gold colored money clip in the center to keep all of your cash in place. We also made a Frank the Enforcer, in fact, a couple Frank the Enforcers in the cigar shell Cordovan. These also have those cigar stained edges. Frank the Enforcer has 2 card slots on the front, 1 card slot on the back with a thumb notch, and then 1 larger compartment in the center. This is where you can fit US dollars folded in half. And we also made a couple lighters with the Cigar Shell Cordovan lighter sheaths. These are a great option for people wanting to try out the leather. I like anything made in leather that you can get your hands on, so we felt like a lighter sheath was a good option for that. And we also made a couple key fobs in the Cigar Shell Cordovan. I like the key fobs to give you different options just to see the leathers in person. It's a nice inexpensive way to experience Shell Cordovan for yourself. And the last wallet, and very much not least, Cigar Shell Cordovan with the cream color stitching. If you've been watching the videos for a bit, you might have heard me mention that we sort of default our contrasting stitching to this cream thread. And we find that this cream stitching goes very well with just about everything, especially the cigar for some reason. We really like this look of the cream stitching on the Cigar Shell Cordovan. Here's a look at the inside. Again, those rare pieces of thin Cigar Shell Cordovan. It's a rare color with a rare thickness, and it's very difficult for us to get. So I'm very excited to be able to offer a small amount of these to you guys tomorrow. And again, these will all be available on our website around noon Central Time. And you can find that on the private stock page of our website, ashlandleather.com. If you stuck around this long, I wanted to show you a special surprise. So I've got some random pieces of leather here that were presented to me a couple weeks ago. And I wanted to talk about them very quickly. This is something that will not translate on the video very well, but this is Shell Cordovan that has been tanned with coffee. And what's incredible about it is it very much has this sort of ground wet coffee smell to it in person, which of course will not translate over the video here. So I'm looking forward to making some stuff out of this coffee tan shell, which is very, very cool. And it's very exciting for me to see that Horween is still inspired to try out new and different things. The color definitely kind of looks like a lighter coffee here, but really, it's more about the smell on this guy. It really, really smells like coffee, which is totally fascinating. So thanks for checking out the video today. Pick up a Cigar Shell Cordovan wallet tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day.